I woke up to the sound of my phone alarm. That wouldn't be unusual, except it was 2:17 a.m., and I hadn't set an alarm. Still half asleep, I fumbled for my phone on the nightstand. The screen was already lit up, not just from the alarm. It was unlocked, open to the camera app. Weird. Even weirder? There was a photo taken just seconds before I woke up. I stared at the timestamp, 2:16:48 a.m. Curious, I tapped into the gallery. The most recent photo showed my bedroom, blurry and dark, like it was taken in a hurry or with a shaky hand, but I wasn't in it. I checked again. The photo was clearly taken from the foot of my bed, facing toward the pillows, and there was someone standing right where I had been sleeping, tall, shadowy. The flash hadn't gone off, so the figure was barely lit, but I could make out a human shape. Broad shoulders, tilted head, arms hanging unnaturally still, and the face, it was almost visible, but distorted, like the camera tried to capture it and glitched instead. I froze. My room was dead silent. I hadn't locked the door before bed. I never did. I live alone on the 3rd floor. Who would even... I held my breath and listened. Nothing. I slowly reached for my bedside lamp and turned it on. Empty room. Closet, empty. Under the bed, nothing. Bathroom, no one. Every door was locked. I kept telling myself it had to be a bug. Maybe I sat up in my sleep and somehow... No. I couldn't explain how I wasn't in the photo. And the angle. There's no way I held the phone like that. It was taken from farther away than my arms could reach. Like someone else had taken it. I stared at the photo for a long time. Then something else happened. As I watched, the screen flickered. The photo interface dimmed for a second, and then the image started fading. Not all at once, piece by piece. First, the shadowed figure blurred out. Then the corners of the photo started crumbling, like digital ash. Then the entire image turned black. A message popped up. This photo is no longer available. That was it. Gone. Like it had never been there. I backed up everything that night, changed all my passwords, slept with the lights on. I even installed a camera over my bed facing the door. The footage since then has been mostly normal. But twice, only twice, the audio picked up faint footsteps at 2:17 a.m. No door opening, no movement on screen. Just soft, deliberate footsteps. And the next morning, my phone always shows one strange notification. Alarm dismissed, 2:17 a.m. But it's never one I set. I always check behind the shower curtain. Call it paranoia or habit. I live alone, and something about that thick sheet of plastic blocking my view just weirds me out. Every time I walk into the bathroom, I peek behind it, just in case. Except last night, I didn't. It was late, maybe 1:30 a.m. I'd had a rough day, and all I wanted was a long, hot shower before bed. The apartment was quiet. Lights off, except for the one in the bathroom. I stepped in, closed the curtain behind me, and let the water wash over my face. I stood there for a while, maybe too long, eyes closed, zoning out to the sound of the water. That's when I noticed it. The curtain hadn't closed all the way. There was a slight gap. I could feel the air on the side of my leg. I turned, intending to pull it shut, but it was already completely closed, like someone had gently tugged it into place while I had my back turned. I stood still, water still running, breathing getting shallow. I hadn't moved the curtain, I know that. And then I heard it, dripping, but not from the shower head, from the other side of the curtain. Slow, steady, out of sync with the spray hitting my back. Drip, drip, drip. It sounded like water hitting tile, not the tub, like someone was standing outside the curtain, wet and still. I barely breathed. My hand hovered at the edge of the curtain. I told myself to pull it back, to be rational, that maybe I hadn't closed it as tightly as I thought and the drip was just condensation. I counted to 3. Pulled the curtain aside. No one there, no dripping, just steam and the floor mat soaking wet. and footprints. 2 bare feet, side by side, pointed toward the tub, like someone had been standing just inches from me. They led out into the hallway. I turned off the water, stepped out, still dripping, heart pounding. I followed the prints, but they disappeared into the carpet halfway down the hall. No door opened, no sound. I checked the locks, still latched. Windows closed, nothing out of place. I barely slept. This morning, I thought maybe it had been a dream, that I'd imagined it in the haze of heat and exhaustion. But then I stepped into the bathroom again. The mirror was still fogged from the night before, except for a single patch perfectly cleared by a fingertip, and written in the steam, plain as day. Thanks for sharing. It started with a skincare video. Nothing fancy, just a simple nighttime routine I filmed for fun. I'd been watching too many beauty TikToks and figured I'd try something similar. Face wash, toner, moisturizer, good lighting, soft background music. I filmed it in my bathroom mirror, balanced my phone against a candle, hit record, and started talking to the camera. Well, technically to the mirror. I smiled, explained what I was using, dabbed on some under-eye cream, totally normal, until I rewatched the video later that night. At first it looked fine, but around the 45-second mark, something glitched. I blinked. Then, half a second later, my reflection blinked too. Not at the same time, not mirrored, like it was catching up. I thought maybe it was lag or a frame drop, but the video had recorded smoothly. High resolution, no skips. I played it back, slowed it down, zoomed in. It wasn't a glitch, it was watching me. In the next part of the video, I turned away to grab a towel. My back was to the mirror for maybe 2 seconds. But the reflection? It didn't turn away. It kept looking at the camera, still smiling, still blinking, still facing forward. I paused the video, stared at the screen. The reflection looked satisfied, like it had waited for me to stop watching, like it was studying me, learning. I checked the mirror in real life. Perfectly normal. Just me. Same lighting, same setup. I thought maybe I was overtired. Delusional. So I filmed again. Shorter clip. Just 10 seconds of me brushing my hair. When I played it back, the reflection blinked first. Then I did. The movements were almost right, but reversed. Like it wasn't mirroring me anymore. It was performing. I deleted the videos, shut off my phone, tried to sleep. But that night I kept waking up, feeling like I was being watched, not from the window, from the mirror across the room. At some point, I swore I saw a faint glow around it, like the screen of a phone. Just for a second. I turned on the light. Nothing. But when I picked up my phone the next morning, there was a video in my camera roll. I hadn't taken it. It was me, standing in the dark, facing the mirror, not blinking. At the very end, just as the screen faded to black, the reflection smiled. But I didn't.